Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So glad you're here today because we're jumping straight into a topic that is just absolutely dominating financial headlines right now. We are talking about the upcoming AI IPO rush, specifically focusing on OpenAI. And look, there's a massive and honestly kind of staggering disconnect between the intense Wall Street hype surrounding this company and the actual operational numbers we're seeing behind closed doors. Rumor has it OpenAI is in full panic mode, really desperate to hit the public markets. So today, we're going to look closely at the data and figure out, are everyday investors being set up to buy into a technological revolution, or are they just being set up to hold the bag?
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the upcoming AI IPO rush, how OpenAI is losing ground to rivals, a harsh financial reality check, some real-world AI implementation failures, and finally, the serious risks all of this poses for retail investors.
Moving right into Section 1, the upcoming AI IPO rush and Wall Street's fast entry frenzy.
You see, there's this palpable panic right now, as tech giants rush to go public way faster than anyone originally intended. It's an absolute battlefield out there. We've got reports that OpenAI is confidentially filing to go public, teaming up with major banks like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. But they definitely aren't alone. You've got SpaceX pushing for an unbelievable $2 trillion private valuation, and that's not even based on current revenues. It's based on future total addressable market projections. Crazy, right? Then you have Anthropic, who's riding high on their business-to-business success. The thing is, there's really only so much investment capital to go around to support these massive valuations. To accommodate all this frenzy, we're even seeing the Nasdaq alter their fast entry rules. The whole goal is to thrust these highly hyped stocks straight into Wall Street indices as quickly as possible. But you gotta wonder, why the sudden rush? Well, it might have a lot to do with what's going on in the competitive landscape.
And that brings us to Section 2, losing ground to rivals, or as I like to call it, cracks in the crown. Because while the public perception might be that OpenAI is the undisputed king of the hill, the underlying data paints a very different picture. The reality is, OpenAI is falling behind in almost every critical metric. Just look at the enterprise arena. Anthropic is winning. Their Claude code agent is generating massive revenue and quickly becoming the go-to system for developers. Then, over on the consumer side, Google is taking the lead. And how are they doing it? By literally fusing their Gemini AI directly into their core search engine. When billions of people Google something, they're automatically becoming users of Google's AI. And then, we have OpenAI. They're the general chatbot pioneers, sure, but they are steadily losing ground because they're fundamentally struggling to monetize ChatGPT. They've tried ads, they've tried subscriptions, but that core chatbot just isn't generating the necessary cash flow to stay ahead.
And this brilliantly illustrates the problem. OpenAI's stalling momentum is pretty staggering. Back in a February snapshot, they hit an astonishing 920 million weekly active users. Sounds incredible, right? But then look at the first quarter average, a mere 95 million users. That massive drop implies that usage completely fell off a cliff during the rest of the quarter. The meteoric rise has essentially stalled out. The novelty phase is past, and they're really struggling to grow and maintain that user base against behemoths like Google. So, with a stalling user base and fierce competition squeezing them out of key markets, let's move to Section 3, OpenAI's financial reality check. Because honestly, the math behind this upcoming IPO simply does not add up.
Are you ready for this number? Minus 122%. That is OpenAI's adjusted operating income margin for the first quarter. Normally, when a company is prepping for IPO, investors desperately want to see a clear path to profitability. This number shows the exact opposite. To put that percentage into really tangible terms, for every single dollar of revenue the company generated, it lost $1.22. Think about that for a second. They are operating so deeply in the red that the more business they do, the more money they literally burn. And here's the real kicker. This massive loss occurs even after excluding big line items like stock-based compensation. So we really have to step back and ask ourselves, does an unmonetizable, stalling chatbot that's burning cash at this rate actually justify the massive valuation expectations Wall Street is pushing?
To truly understand why these financials are so dire, we need to look at the product itself. Welcome to Section 4, Real-World AI Implementation Failures. Let's pivot from boardroom financials to the incredibly messy reality of what actually happens when these AI models are deployed into corporate pipelines.
The Starbucks inventory disaster is a fascinating example of this. So Starbucks tried to use an AI inventory tool to replace human headcount and operate faster. But here's how it played out. Step 1. The AI confidently hallucinated incorrect product data. It thought it was completely right when it was entirely wrong. Step 2. Those foundational errors quietly cascaded down the corporate chain. Step 3. Individual restaurants suddenly and mysteriously started running out of items. Imagine expecting 10 cartons of eggnog for the holiday rush and only getting 1. Not great. Finally, step 4. The errors were so devastating that Starbucks had to completely scrap the AI system across North America. It perfectly illustrates the massive risk of offloading essential work to systems that just confidently hallucinate. Eventually, companies just have to hire back the humans to fix the expensive mess the AI created.
And this problem extends into a fundamental misunderstanding of what consumers actually need. Take Spotify, for instance. They're pushing these AI-generated personalized podcasts, but why would consumers even want that? We listen to podcasts to learn, to hear different perspectives, to engage with real history or science, not to be trapped in an AI-generated echo chamber that just parrots what we want to hear. Furthermore, you've got Spotify and Universal Music Group licensing AI fan-made remixes of songs. The core problem here is that these AI models are fundamentally just regurgitating stolen content, totally ignoring the original human creator's intent. Consumers want genuine connection, not garbage regurgitation. And honestly, this lack of actual meaningful utility goes a long way in explaining why companies like OpenAI are struggling so hard to monetize their platforms.
Which brings us to our fifth and definitely most important section: risks for retail investors, or what I like to call the retail investor trap. Now, we have to connect all these operational realities back to you, the everyday person managing their own portfolio.
So the crucial point here is this concept of holding the bag. The grand play for a lot of these tech companies seems to be promising the moon, a colony on Mars, full self-driving cars, or artificial general intelligence, just to whip up an absolute frenzy. The massive risk here is that retail investors rush in, buying shares at peak hype during the IPO, only for the reality of those negative 122% margins and stalled user growth to finally catch up. When the company eventually tanks on the public markets, the early private investors have usually already cashed out, leaving everyday retail investors literally holding the bag.
But wait, what if you just don't actively buy OpenAI stock? You might think you're safe, but you could still be at risk due to something called forced exposure. If an inflated tech company is pushed through those fast entry rules we talked about earlier and gets added to major indices like the S&P 500, passive investors are trapped. If your retirement is sitting in an ETF or an index fund, you are forced to automatically have exposure to this company, completely regardless of its terrible financial health or its stalling user base. If a hyped-up giant collapses, it could drag those index funds right down with it.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've seen the Wall Street frenzy, the loss of market share to Google and Anthropic, the brutal reality of losing $1.22 for every dollar made, and the real-world operational failures at places like Starbucks and Spotify. So I want to leave you with this final critical question to chew on. As this AI IPO frenzy approaches, are retail investors truly buying into a world-changing technological revolution? Or are they being perfectly positioned to just hold the bag for early private investors? Take a close look at the data before you decide. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive and the explainer. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you on the next one.